Hi, I'm Zero, and this is What If Naruto was half Senju, half Uchiha. I really wanted to do it. I got the inspiration from, The Legacy. If you haven't read it, go read it. It's an awesome fanfic. So let's get started. We start off our story where in the Valley of the End, where Hashirama and Madara last battle. Madara stabs Hashirama, who's lying down. Unknowing to him, it's a wood clone. As soon as the clone turns to wood, uh, Madara gets stabbed from the behind in his spine. And then Hashirama takes out the blade. Hashirama says, Madara, why it has to come to this? Hashirama was a tanned man with wearing red armor and long black hair. And then Madara pretty much, slowly moved back and fell on top of, Hashirama. Hashirama let it happen because he thought he was dying. At that point, he was about to say something. Hashirama didn't realize it. Unknowing to Hashirama, Madara has two syringes in his right hand that's pretty much behind Hashirama. Those are empty, and then Hashirama is shocked because Madara just bite Hashirama's neck. At the same time, Madara puts the two needles in Hashirama's back and start to draw blood from Hashirama. In about this lasted near about a second before Hashirama pretty much pulls Madara off of him, and Madara pretty much takes a chunk of Hashirama's flesh, and at the same time Madara takes out the two needles and he puts them in a storage seal that he has on his hand, hidden, because he wants to inject the blood into him as well Hashirama's skin to increase, to make it the process go even faster. Well, that happens. Madara falls and Hashirama leaves because, unknowing to Madara, he kind of bit off Hashirama's one of main nerves, so Hashirama was bleeding intensively. Hashirama grabbed it. He was healing, but he didn't have that much chakra, so he was healing quite slow. So he was going to the leaf, get a medic ninja, heal up, and then come back and take Hashirama's body. Scratch that. Hashirama was about to leave Madara's body there, and he left it because he thought it was too much of it, because he knew that his body will be destroyed eventually, because he knows several of the Uchihas have a seal on their bodies that once they die, their bodies will burn up and turn to ash, so no one can get the secrets of their body. And he knows Madara has the seal because since they were kids, his brother also had it. But if an Uchiha can recover another Uchiha's body in a certain time frame, they can remove the seal, so the seal won't burn the ninja's body. If a ninja's body is not found, the body will automatically burn up and turn to ash. So Hashirama thought his body will be just turned to ash and go along the river. And then a blonde woman was passing by and she saves Madara Uchiha. This blonde woman has long blonde hair, blue eyes, hourglass body. So yeah. And so after about 2 to 3 days, Madara starts to wake up. He still has his seal on his wrist because the seal was not on his clothes, it was on his own flesh. He hid it under his glove that he used to wear, but now the glove is off, so the seal is visible, but he's bandaged up. He's pretty injured from that fight with Hashirama. And then when he walks up, he looks at the ceiling. He thinks, doesn't look like a coffin, because Madara was kind of expecting to wake up in a coffin, because if Hashirama took his body, then otherwise he will leave his body to burn up. But still, the What was it called? Hmm. You know the genjutsu that can bring people back to life? That one. I completely forgot his name. Damn it, I'm a terrible person. I just got. Yeah, he was planning to use Izanagi to come back to life, but that was not needed anymore. So he, sits up. He's in pain. He looks around and he sees her, a blonde woman with blue eyes. She looks at him and says, "You should lie down." Madara says, who are you? She says, "I said lie down, your wounds will open up." Madara again asked again, "Who are you?" She says, "I'm uh, a Namakaze, Mito Namakaze." I'm pretty sure that's Sasuke's mother's name, but who cares? She will die anyway. And so, Madara would nod. And then she will ask, "So, who are you?" Madara would say, "I'm the great Madara Uchiha, uh, the former leader of Uchiha clan and only rivaled by Hashirama Senju." And then, Mito is like, "Okay, you are full of yourself, first, and second, you should lie down, your wounds will open up. I saved you, you were lying there almost half dead. So yeah, even if you're strong shinobi, so that you're saying, because looking at you, you got your ass kicked pretty bad." She will say this while laughing. Madara thinks she's disrespectful, annoying. And so, after that, uh, Mito says that I will be going out to, get groceries. So, do me and yourself a favor. Don't walk around. I don't want my carpet to be, bloody. Madara would just look at her, like, what? And then she will leave. When she leaves, Madara will, spit out the flesh that he had of Hashirama stored within him and open a few bandages on his chest and, seal like how he did in the original, put Hashirama flesh with his own flesh, adding it, and then he will, bandage himself again. Then he will tap the seal that he has on his wrist, and 2 syringes will come. Both of them are full with Hashirama blood. He will take one and he will store one into the seal once again, and then he will inject himself with some little of a Hashirama blood that he had to increase his own healing capabilities as well, and it will make the Hashirama cell bonding process a little bit more faster. Then he lies down and focuses his chakra around the blood that he just injected and the flesh around him to increase the bonding capability. So now Madara has been with the woman named Mito. No, Mito. No, Mito was the name of Mito Uzumaki. Damn it, I'm a serious idiot. What was her name again? Minato? No, Minato is... crap. Let's just call her... What the hell? Yeah, Mikoto. Damn it, I'm so much of an idiot. Well, whatever, let's just move on. You get the gist of it. Now, Madara has been living with Mikoto Namakaze for a week, and in the week, Hashirama cells have been bonded with his own body thanks to him, adding some of Hashirama's blood within his own bloodstream as well. So yeah, it made his, the cell bonding to his own body much more faster, the process of it. And so, now we cut to about another year of them living together. In the year, even if Madara tries to deny it, he kind of loves her now. He fell in love with her, so he has forgotten all about the so-called his eye of the moon plan and the thing he was actually doing. He just, stays with her. It's a great life. She's a lovely woman, and he's someone who's full of himself. That's what she calls him. Hmm. Mikoto. Is he Mikoto? I'm a brain dead idiot, aren't I? Well, whatever, let's continue. You get the gist of it. And so, Madra lives with her for a year, as I said. Then she's pregnant now. And for the year, Hashirama cell has been perfectly bonded with his own body. Perfectly, I mean perfectly. And so, now 3 years has passed. They had a son. They named him Minato Namikaze, his mother's name. They decided that which family side the name they will choose by doing a coin toss. And Madara lost. And Madara is pretty sad that his son doesn't get to be an Uchiha. But he's kind of happy because, Mikato Namikaze likes it, so he said, whatever. And so, now we cut to another year where, Minato is 4 years old. When Minato is 4, Hashirama is, in the village. Village hidden in the leaf is going pretty well. Madara still, keep few information to see what happened to Hashirama. Did he died or not? He didn't die. And Madara starts to train Minato in chakra control and everything. He wants his son to be strong. Unknowing to, Madara, thanks to him injecting himself with, Hashirama DNA and adding Hashirama DNA into his body and, having his son after, conceiving the child after, all the Hashirama cells were perfectly bonded within his body. The boy is a lot more powerful than he initially thought. In return, his body is almost that of a Senju. Almost that of a Senju. But his body does not, inherited the natural regeneration of Hashirama. Because while training, he got cut. Madara thought that he will heal because his body is much more stronger than of a normal shinobi. And, Madara can see that naturally, and he is more chakra than a normal shinobi. But it didn't. It was slow. I mean, insanely slow. Madara didn't think too much of it. He thinks maybe his body is not strong enough yet. So Madara leaves at that. Madara has become a, fisherman, a good one at that, and a merchant. I took that part also from Legacy. And so, one day, Madara is, going outside to, do his business. While he's coming, he sees a little bit of fire. And he sees it's near his home. He runs with all of his might and he sees his wife has a stab wound in her stomach. And his son has his one Tomoe Sharingan activated and he's fighting the Chunin. His son has already killed one of the Chunins that they had. Because being an Uchiha grants him more, capability, and being also a part Senju, thanks to what Madara think is him injecting himself with Hashirama genes, he's a little bit more stronger than a normal Uchiha. So yeah. And one more thing I'm gonna add, that if someone is a natural reincarnation of Indra or Ashura, their firstborn will inherited some of Indra or Ashura's chakra, some of it, not all of it, very little amount of it, but they will inherit it. And so Madara instantaneously comes in front of his son, uses Susanoo and kills them all. And then his son is just there, shocked. He says, "Dad." Madara instantly goes to his wife, Mikato Namikaze, and she's dying. She puts his hand on Madra's face. Madra sheds tears, and she says, "Madra, I, I want to tell you something. Like, save your strength, Mikato." She was like, "No, I can't live. I know that. I want to tell you something. My father was a Senju." And this shocked, uh, Madara. He was so shocked, like, what? And then she said, I did not want to tell you this because I didn't want you to hate me. Madara just, touches her face and says, even if you're half Senju or full Senju, I love you. I will never ever hate you. And then she smiles, and then she dies. Seeing his mother's death, once where Minato has, one Tomoe Sharingan has now evolved into two Tomoe Sharingan in his both eyes. And then Minato passes out. Madara uses his Sharingan to look at Minato. Is he okay? He just sees that he's just exhausted of chakra a little. Then Madara would think, I was wrong to abandon my plan. I was wrong. He didn't care that she was, half Senju. He didn't care. So he picked her up and buried her. He made a grave for her. And so he realized that if the tablet was right, he will need more power. And so while his son is unconscious, he takes out the another syringe filled with Hashirama blood, because I told you before he had two syringes. He injects his son with Hashirama genes because now he can understand why Minato was a little bit more stronger than normal Shinobi, even if he had a little bit of Hashirama genes, because his mother was a half Senju that allowed Hashirama genes to perfectly bond with his Senju part. And so Madara injects Minato with Hashirama genes that he has in the syringe. Then he puts the same syringe into his body and starts to inject as much blood as he can. And he pretty much fills up the entire syringe with his blood. He takes out this syringe wound healed instantaneously because Madara has managed to gain the same level of healing capability that once Hashirama has. And then he injected his own blood as well in Minato, because if the tablet is right about the power of the Rinnegan, he wants his son to gain it too. He wants his son to be strong, so he can never lose anything that he loves. And so that happens. After that, Madara just sighs. And this what actually did, as I said, every host of Indra or Ashura's chakra passes their about, let's just say, 25 of their chakra to their firstborn. Not their secondborn, not their thirdborn, only the firstborn. Or let's just say, 25% of chakra to firstborn. It's good. And so, now Minato already has Indra's, some of Indra's chakra within him. But it was dormant because if their children has the chakra, but usually it's just dormant unless it's activated somehow. But thanks to now Madara injecting Hashirama and his own genes within him, his genes pretty much activated the 25% of Ashura's chakra and turned it into 50. And the Ashura chakra that he gained, about 5%, that was naturally being mixed with Indra or Ashura's chakra was naturally being mixed while he was inside his own mother, because Madara has both sides of the chakra, but they haven't fully combined yet. So both sides of the chakra went inside Minato as well. He was pretty much bathing within the chakra, but thanks to him bathing with it, being pretty much born in the that kind of chakra, his chakra will merge much faster than Madra's. And so while Madra injected him with all those things, Hashirama gene and his own gene, it basically made the process go even faster. And so then after some time, Minato would wake up. Now, which do a skip of time skip, because this happened while Minato was 4 years old. Minato was much more stronger than kids at that age, and he was able to kill the Chunin because he was a low-level Chunin who was too arrogant. He just says, "What are you gonna do?" Then after he stabbed his mother, Minato worked on his Sharingan one Tomai one with the help of the Sharingan and having Senju blood and a little bit more stronger body than normal Shinobi. He was able to kill it. But he won't be able to kill any other shinobi because other shinobi would put their guard up, won't underestimate him. So yeah, if Madara didn't come, he would have died as well. So Madara trained Minato for another year and took him to Konoha. He stood pretty far away from the gate. He told Minato that you must go there and tell them that your parents died, and so you want to join the Leaf Village, and do not tell them that you're a Senju or an Uchiha. Minato would nod, and then Minato would leave. He will listen to his father pretty well because he knows the history of his father and the village. His father told him quite a lot of stories about Hashirama and him, how they fought and how they did not. But Madara didn't wanted his son to he didn't want to use his son to achieve his goal. That was not Madara's style, because he wanted his son to carve his own path, even if that path leaves Madara to fight his own son. And so then Madara left and did all the thing he did in the canon, injected himself more with Hashirama cells, in extending his lifespan at some point, training Obito, and everything goes the same. While that happening for about, and now we Minato still falls in love with Kushina. The difference is he's more of a strong shinobi than any other. He hides his Sharingan in a genjutsu, a special genjutsu that he created to hide his Sharingan, and he has awoken all three Tomai of it. And when Obito died, he awoke the Mangekyo, but he did not have any other relative to turn it into eternal Mangekyo. When Minato turned 20, his chakra was fully merged of Indra and Asha in return, making Minato's chakra purple, and Minato had naturally all 5 chakra natures. And Minato pretty much has Hagoromo's chakra of the sage of the 6th path. But one thing he lacked, the only reason he was unable to awaken the Rinnegan and never will be able to awaken the Rinnegan, was the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. I would, even if it's not true in the canon or not in this story, it is. If you want to awaken the Rinnegan, you need the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Otherwise, the Rinnegan will never be awoken. So yeah, he created the Rasengan within 1 year. Because this time he had the help of the Sharingan, and his chakra control was much more better because his chakra was compared towards an Otsutsuki. So yeah, and he was still known as the Yellow Flash, and he was pretty strong. He created Rasengan, as I said, within 1 year, and several other people were shocked. He was a genius among geniuses thanks to having Sharingan. His perception speed was even faster than what it was in the original, and his chakra reserves were also much more bigger. And when it comes to Kushina has a secret that she prefers to keep hidden, as much hidden as she can, because she's not just an Uzumaki, she's only half Uzumaki and half Senju. Her father was the son of the second son. I'm gonna say Hashirama has two sons. First, had pretty much was the father of Tsunade Senju, but he also had a second son, a younger one, who left because he fell in love with an Uzumaki, and he went with her. But he died in the third Great Ninja War, so yeah, there is that. Or the second Great Ninja War, or the first one. Let's just say he died after having Kushina. He died, so Kushina grew up alone with her mother, but her mother did told her that she was a half Senju and half Uzumaki, and she was related to the first Hokage. First Hokage was your grandfather. She will not, but then Uzumaki clan would be destroyed. She would be sent to, Konoha. But I'm gonna add one more thing. Since Ashura, when I'm gonna go back a little and I will say when Ashura created, his clan called Senju, his body and his chakra, got separated. His body went to the Senju clan and his chakra went to Uzumaki clan. In return, giving an Uzumaki a total lifespan of over 250 years. Even in half Uzumaki has the lifespan of 150 years, or 20 or 10, it depends. And the Senjus gain the body, but if a Senju and Uzumaki is an hybrid is born, their body will be that of a Indra or no, Ashura or Tsuki, a complete body that has a stronger body and stronger chakra. So since Kushina is half Uzumaki and half Senju, she's more stronger. She's known as the Red Death. I'm gonna take that part also from the Legacy. Come on, I love that story, okay? And so, well, then Kushina gets pregnant. Well, Minato is about 23, let's just say. Yeah, 23. Minato is quite happy, but unknowing to Minato and Kushina, since, Minato has chakra that's similar to Otsutsuki, more importantly, Hamura Otsutsuki. No, Hamura? Hagoromo Otsutsuki, damn it. I thought I was saying something wrong. The Sage of the Sixth Path, and Naruto is still the reincarnation of Ashura. The chakra that he gained from being the reincarnation of Ashura, and the chakra of, his father, that kind of resemble the Sage of the Sixth Path's chakra. Naruto pretty much bathed in the Otsutsuki chakra for 9 months straight. He was created in Otsutsuki chakra. That changed his body even further. His body wasn't just of a Senju. His body was of that of an Otsutsuki, so was his chakra. But his eyes will be of a normal Uchiha. Not normal, but an Uchiha. And so, only very few people know that Kushina was half Senju and half, Uzumaki. Since if they knew, she would have been, put in what you call a CRA. And she really wasn't planning on, being a baby factory. Who wants to be a damn baby factory? If you're a guy and you have multiple women, yeah, you can do that. But if you're a girl, damn, giving a birth to one baby is very hard. Trust me, I know quite a lot about, babies and giving birth. It's quite hard, waiting for an entire year on the bed almost, not doing anything because you're pregnant 9 months and then, giving birth, and the pain of it, it kind of scares me sometimes. And sometimes I'm happy that I'm a guy and don't have to go through that pain. Well, let's continue after that. So that's why she hid her, origins. they pretty much could not, put Tsunade into the CRA because she was a sign and she would have killed them if they even try to, force it on them. So yeah, pretty much. And the third Hokage also knows that his father told, Minato's father, that he's, one third Senju, that my mother was and half Senju. But he didn't told, the third about, his father. He just told about his mother was a half Senju. That so I am about one third Senju. Horizon node. Horizon is kind of thing that one half Senju and one third Senju will make a almost completely a Senju a child. That's what he's thinking. But he's also thinking that an Uzumaki's chakra as well, because Uzumaki and Senju and Uchiha genes are dominative. Those are the if even if you're half your ancestor was a half Uchiha, you will have the Sharingan. It will grow weaker as the time goes on, but you will still have it. And the same goes for body. The body will go, weaker and weaker, but you still have the gene. It will get dormant. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add. And so pretty much Naruto Uzumaki was bathing in Otsuki chakra for 9 months straight until he's being born. So he's born with the purple chakra and it's dense. Much more denser than a child of his age should be. And Kurama can feel, Minato's chakra. He's always so calm and confused whenever, Minato is close to Kushina, because he don't know how the heck can his chakra feels like Hagoromo's chakra. I said that right. I'm so happy about myself. Because he's Indra and Ashura's chakra combined, so Hagoromo's chakra. Now Kurama doesn't know it yet. And what you call, and Minato's Mangekyo capability is timed genjutsu. He can put a genjutsu that will be activated on a certain condition or after some time. It will come in, handy at some point. And so Minato, knowing that he can die anytime, he pretty much, took some precautions of it. And so now we cut to Naruto's birth. Everything goes the same except for it takes Minato less time to deal with, Obito, because Minato himself has a Sharingan, so his reaction speed is much more higher, and Obito can't understand why I still can't beat Minato Sensei. Because I'm pretty sure whoever is watching this what if has already watched Naruto, so Toby is Obito Uchiha. If you don't, I am sorry for spoiling it. And so let's continue then. He pretty much beats down Obito much more easier and much more badly because having Sharingan, more chakra, stronger body. Yeah, Obito pretty much got destroyed. Now Kushina is known as Red Death because she's a Senju. Her body is a lot more stronger, so she trained in seals and Kenjutsu, and she's master of it. And they have been hoarding books, scrolls underground their home. Their home is kind of Namikaze compound with Uzumaki, symbol as well as Namikaze symbol as well, because she's an Uzumaki. So yeah, Uzumaki stuff is also there. Quite a high level seals. I mean, insanely high level seals are in Namikaze compound's basement, and there are several weapons as well. Uzumaki were known to be makers of weapons as well in this one. And so everything goes the same. Except for while Minato, is trying to seal it. Minato is not trying to use Reaper Death Seal, but when Kurama decided to put more power into himself and try to stab Naruto, Kushina can stop it much better, but she's not fast enough. So Kushina and Minato comes in front of the claw, gets stabbed. So while Minato is dying, Minato thinks there are two options. One, I use Izanami or Izanagi, whatever it's called, bringing back me to life, or I can just die and seal the beast inside of my son. He will choose the second option like always. Before sealing it into his son Naruto, Minato will activate his Mangekyo Sharingan. Kushina knows about Minato having the Sharingan because they have talked about their past and differences. So he will cast a Genjutsu. Minato's Genjutsus are as strong as Infinite Tsukuyomi. Not Infinite Tsukuyomi, damn it. Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi, where Itachi uses that kind of Genjutsus, and they can be put on a different condition or a time limit. Minato has put the condition of when Naruto activates his Sharingan. And so Minato also, puts a timer on a seal he has. The seal is not designed to burn his body, but teleport his eyes with the help of flying Raijin into the basement and into a jar. Because if his son ever awoken the Mangekyo, he will need to have his parents or his brother's eyes to awaken the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. There's no way around it. Otherwise, his eyes will deteriorate. Now, Minato's eyes deteriorate after that, but Minato, thanks to being Senju as well, his eyes heal slowly. In a week or two, his eyes can heal. So Minato has trained with his, Genjutsu ability quite a lot. He doesn't use Susanoo and other stuff because if he did, everyone will know that he's an Uchiha and he doesn't want that right now. So he pretty much, Genjutsus Naruto to do that. Then he puts more of his own chakra, Kushina's chakra, into the seal and puts half of the cube inside Naruto and half of it inside of himself. And then he dies. When he dies, the third Kame takes, Minato's body, to bury it. Exactly after his death, and 5 minutes later, Minato's eyes are teleported into the basement of his home in a jar with the liquid to preserve eyes. Where you preserve someone's Sharingan, that kind of liquid, that. And so, but Minato was already in the coffin because Minato did calculate how much time it will take them to put me in a coffin, because he doesn't want people to, sneak around that why my eyes got disappeared or why someone took my eyes. So yeah, Naruto grew up the same. He does his antics at first, but his personality is a little bit different. He is, the goofy self for now, and he's also quite serious and quite intelligent and quite strong. No one knows about it, neither himself, because he doesn't know how much a kid his age should be strong. And so one day, about when Naruto is 4 years old, he's going around the places. Pretty much, he just turned 4. It was his birthday, so yeah, he was out in the woods because he knows what happens when he's, in the woods. In the, village, everyone looks at him. Some of them try to, beat him. He doesn't want that. Well, he's, there. He accidentally stumble across a bear. The bear looks at Naruto. Naruto is scared. The bear runs towards Naruto and slashes towards him, making a huge gush mark come on Naruto's small body. And while that happens, it was a near-death experience for Naruto. Naruto's Sharingan will activate, but he directly won't go into, the place because Minato doesn't want that. Maybe, he was fighting someone. If he directly go there, the opponent will have the chance to kill him. And so that happens, but when the slash happens, he was close to a cliff. He's still flying, and unknowing to even himself, the wound is starting to heal a lot more faster because, Uzumaki's and Senju's have healing capability, and so did Hashirama, so I'm giving him that. And QB is pretty much doesn't try to do anything because because he can kind of feel that Naruto's chakra is also similar to Hagoromo's, but he's not Hagoromo's reincarnation. How is that possible? He doesn't know that. He wants to know that. When that happens, as soon as Minato awakens Naruto awakens his Sharingan. Minato appears in Naruto's mindscape, waiting to bring Naruto in. While Minato is there, the time grows different. About a minute is about, let's just say, about a day in his mindscape or something like that. He talks with the Nine Tails. He understands what Nine Tails meant. He said, I don't know. And so Metapigment asks Ninetales to take care of his son. The Ninetales would laugh, but he will say fine because both of them know that he was being controlled, and then he tells Minato that he doesn't like to be controlled, and then Minato would nod, and then Ninetales would ask, "You have a Sharingan, don't you?" Minato would laugh and show the Ninetales the Sharingan. Ninetales would be kind of scared because he didn't just show a Sharingan, he showed the Mangekyo one. Ninetales would be scared, and then Minato would turn it off. Minato would say that I won't control you, Ninetales, at all. I understand that you have your own feelings, your own desires. And if you want, I can literally tell my son to never control you. And then so Minato and the Ninetales forms a friendship enough that Minato was willing to open the cage for the Ninetales if Naruto desires to. And so while that's happening, Naruto is pretty much in the sky and falling into the cliff down in the water. As soon as Naruto hits the water, he gets unconscious, and the water is not that deep, because water was deep at first, but his body got dragged into the thinner part of it. Now Naruto's is just on a beach kind of place, and no one is around him, and his wound is already healed. Now there is only a scratch mark on his clothes, and then Naruto wakes up in his mind, in which he sees his father. I'll like and subscribe. This was the first part of it. If Naruto was half Senju and half Uchiha.